What's up, guys? We are going to check this out. It says 14 horror stories animated, but I picked 3 of them out of the 14 to pick from. They're animated horror stories by Llama Arts. I'm pretty sure that's right. If it's Spanish, my bad. If not, then it's Llama Arts. All I know is in Spanish, you put 2 L's together and it's ya. So, uh, So we're gonna check this out. The reason why I chose 3 out of 14 is because, as you could tell, I just kind of redid everything around me, and I am kind of wore out, to be honest. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's get into it and see what this guy can offer that Mr. Nightmare does not. The first one will be called Bob. Bob.
I was looking for a car to buy for my son for his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
I was searching all the typical car websites, cars.com, eBay Motors. They were all overpriced as expected. Craigslist was the only place to find an actual deal. About a week into my search, I found an '03 Toyota Camry. It had 67,000 miles, no accidents, no damage, and good condition for only $3,500. This seems like a steal for such a reliable car with such low mileage. The seller lived about 10 miles from me, which was a reasonable drive when looking for a car. I gave him a call to set up a time to come check it out. The man sounded normal on the phone. He assured me that there were absolutely no problems with the car. He introduced himself as
Why do all of them speak so fucking slow? And that's what makes them more terrifying. That instead of talking like this, he goes, and the man called. That is no.
Bob. I brought along $3,500 in cash, even though I planned on wiggling down the price as much as possible. I pulled up the dirt road to Bob's property about 15 minutes early. It was a tiny little house with a decent-sized property, only because I was a bit far from the nearest neighbors. The garage was open, so I walked over to see if anybody was inside, but except for an unusual amount of car parts, it was
You
empty.
get the fuck out.
The car was nowhere in
You
sight.
bail.
The only car on the property was an old pickup truck. I went over to the front door to check the house numbers. It was the right address. The doorbell button was missing, so I knocked on the front door. I knocked for exactly 5 minutes before deciding to give the man a call. So I dialed his number and I heard the sound of a cell phone ringing from inside the house. I was extremely confused at this point. Now I knew I had the right house. I didn't understand why, if he was home, why he wasn't answering.
I do. It's called
I had
abduction.
to take a peek through one of the windows to see if anybody was inside. Peering through the glass, I couldn't really see much as it was pretty dark inside the house. I saw a very old-fashioned dining room set, but across from that, I saw somebody standing at the back door of the house, staring outside.
No.
I figured that must have been Bob, so I knocked on the window, but he didn't even move. There was no gate or anything to the backyard. It was just a wide open yard, since this wasn't a rural area. I simply walked around the house to the backyard. I didn't understand how he couldn't hear me. When I got to the back door, I made a shocking realization. The figure standing by the door was a taxidermied human being. I ran straight back the way I came and back to my car. I looked up one last time before driving off. The blinds to the window I had peeked into had been shut, but I could see 2 of the blinds bent open. Somebody was at that window watching me. You can probably guess I had the gas pedal to the floor the whole way home.
Oh,
The
yeah.
whole situation still makes
Most
no sense. All the car parts, the fact that there was no Toyota Camry,
You get the fuck up out of there.
taxidermied human being.
Ugh.
The fact that there was no car there leads me to believe that whoever that man was wasn't planning on selling me anything. And that also leads to the disturbing thought that I was very close to becoming a lifeless statue staring out that man's back door.
Why?
I was on tour trying to find some really deep websites. I was in a chat room where people normally shared links to deeper websites and weird pictures and videos, commonly illegal pornography. Some guy named
Because it's part of the same chapter, so
without describing what it was. I clicked on it, and it took me to a black screen where a big video box eventually popped up with a play button. The video thumbnail was
in a dark web, buddy.
Only lit by a TV screen. Out of curiosity, I clicked play and began to hear the sound of TV static in the background as lines of static slowly swam down the video screen. There was no seek bar on this video. Then I noticed something slowly begin to emerge from behind the wall. It was a figure dressed in all black with some kind of black mask on as well. I started to suspect it was a jump scare video, and I thought I was right when the figure leaped out and ran to the screen in less than a second. It still got me, even though I was expecting it, but then it got strange. The person had their face in front of the screen, slowly moving around as if he could see me and was observing me. Then I heard a crackly, demonic voice say something. It came from the video. It repeated itself, and I could make the phrase out to be, "Ask me something." I was really confused. I tried typing something, but there was nowhere to enter text. Then he said, "No,
why?
Not the keyboard. Say something."
Why do people...
I felt my heart punch the inside of my chest as he said this.
Do dark web shit. Why do they?
I opened my mouth and mumbled the words, "You can hear me?" It responded with, "Yes." I was uncomfortable now. I thought it was a video. I pressed pause, but it didn't do anything. He said, "Don't try to leave. I want to talk." I tried moving the mouse to the exit button, but the mouse was frozen. In fact, none of the keys were responding on my keyboard. There was a long
dude, that
moment
is so
of silence
fucked.
before my webcam began flashing as if it were on, and my face popped up on the screen. "There, I got a picture of you now. Now just hang on while I get your address, and then we can meet." I started to panic, smashing every key on the keyboard, spazzing the mouse, but it did nothing. I had my finger on the power button, but it also didn't do anything. The computer wouldn't turn off. The voice was saying crazy things like, "You're stuck here. I will find you.
You want to bet?
Don't even bother."
You want to bet?
I snatched the screwdriver.
I can easily buy another laptop.
Unscrewed the 4 screws on the bottom of my laptop and took out the battery.
I can't easily buy another computer though, so that's really why this bitch stays off the dark web. Because that's fuck.
My heart was pounding 5 times as fast as it should have. I have since left my laptop off after that, and have resorted to using my desktop as my main computer.
Why'd you keep it?
I'm sure by now nothing will happen. He definitely didn't have enough time to get my address.
Alright, so the next one we're going to check out is stories. And then it was Pizza Guy. So
this story is from the point of view of a 16-year-old girl. I used to have a boy living next door to me that was obsessed with me. His name was Joey. Every time I would go outside, Joey would come outside as well, as if he were watching me through his windows, waiting for me. He was 17 and very weird, and he didn't seem to have any friends, as he was always home. I tried to give every sign possible that I didn't like this guy, but he wouldn't get the message. So I had to finally just tell him one day that I don't like him and to leave me alone. The look on his face that day is something that won't leave me. It was the kind of angry look a toddler gives their parents when they can't have a toy. Coming from a 17-year-old, that's much more disturbing.
Yeah, that would
One
be,
night,
because
my
what the
parents
fuck?
left me to watch the house. I was working on a school project when I felt my bed shift a little bit. I looked under my bed. I screamed as I saw Joey laying under my bed. I ran away while he tried to crawl out from under my bed. I ran to his house and rang the bell at least 10 times, telling his parents about it when they opened the door. Joey never came out of my house, so I called the police. His parents begged me not to, but I ignored them. The police found him still in my room and arrested him.
Wow.
He admitted this wasn't the first time he had hid under my bed. They also found pictures of me scattered across his room. The most disturbing one was of me sleeping, and it was taken from inside my room.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was typing away on my keyboard when I heard a noise from outside my cubicle. It sounded like just a random crack from the walls or something. It's unusual in this building, but I didn't get too concerned about it. I resumed typing away and was once again interrupted by a sound. This time, the sound of a computer starting up. It caught me off guard. I was sure nobody else was working the night shift. I stood up
Okay.
on my chair to get a view over the cubicle walls. The glare of a computer screen in the dark was visible in a cubicle on the opposite side of the room. Then I did something stupid, something I regret. I asked if there was anybody there in a yell, hoping to get an answer from a fellow employee. But instead, I saw the glaring light of the computer monitor across the room turn off, and there was once again nothing but darkness on that side of the room.
Huh?
I started getting nervous. I turned off the lamp and computer screen so that I wouldn't give away my position to whoever that was. I crouched down and tiptoed out across to a nearby cubicle. There was just utter silence. I sat waiting for something to happen for God knows how long, but I eventually decided the coast was clear. I tiptoed down past all the cubicles until I reached the opening near the exit door to the stairs and elevators, and that's when I realized that my fearful suspicion was true. There was a man crouched down behind a plant in the corner of the room, dressed in all black. I felt my heart sink as I noticed him, but it didn't seem like he knew that I noticed him. I turned back to the stairway door. There was no way I was going to wait for the elevator and take a chance. I casually opened the door and closed it behind me, proceeding to walk down the stairs. After making it down about 2 flights of stairs, I heard the door above me push open aggressively, followed by manic, echoing footsteps coming fast down the stairs. I raced down the stairs, running as fast as I could, all while the footsteps above me were getting louder.
No.
I finally made it to the first floor, raced
Fuck
through the
that.
lobby, and out the front door. Whoever was in there didn't follow me. I immediately called the cops, along with one of my...
You know, a new big fucking fear of mine now is because the way I have this set up, this fucker right behind me, as you can see, there's my doorway, right? This is terrifying me because the way I have this set up, all my lights and everything are right fucking here. So, like, as you can see, whenever I put up my hand, I get a shadow across my face. My monitors are set up perpendicular to me. I can't see my fucking door except for through the mirror. So what I am always terrified of is opening up and keep like having my OBS and me just looking at it and seeing some big son of a bitch in my fucking mirror. Because that'll be the day whenever I go to prison.
My bosses. My boss said no one was scheduled to
I
work
will
except
actually
for me.
kill somebody if I ever
The
did
cops
that.
scanned the place from top to
That'd
bottom.
terrify me.
There was no one in there. I couldn't help them out with any description other than he was wearing all black. I did continue to do the night shift for about a week after that, with my boss allowing me to lock all possible entrances to the floor, including
My paranoia
elevators,
kicking in.
but I still wasn't comfortable with it. So ever since, I've been doing the day shifts.
I used to do overnights, and I decided that was no longer for me. No.
This happened 4 years ago when I was still in high school. I was told to do my last delivery of my shift. I got in my car, which was a 1999 Camry, perfect for delivering pizzas. I GPSed the address on my phone. I live upstate in the country, so all pizza deliveries were long drives. I remember the sun was starting to set, so it was probably around 7 o'clock. I'd say after a good 15 minutes of driving through the foresty dirt roads, my GPS said I had arrived. It was an old little cottage-like house made almost entirely of wood. It was sitting all by itself in the middle of absolutely nothing but forest. The lawn was completely unkept, as the grass was almost at knee height. I was used to this kind of thing, so I didn't think much of it.
Fuck.
I took the pizza to the front door. There was no doorbell, so I knocked loudly on the door. Within 10 seconds, I heard the sound of footsteps hitting wood on the inside of the house. The footsteps made it to the door and stopped. I started to feel uneasy. I got the feeling that I was being watched. And that's when I noticed there was a peephole in the door. "It's the pizza guy," I called out. I heard a low, harsh-sounding voice on the other side of the door, telling me to bring the pizza out back.
No.
I didn't like the idea of going back there.
No.
Something didn't seem right.
No.
Are you sure, sir? I called out.
Put the pizza down, go
He didn't
to
answer
your
my
truck,
question.
and leave.
The sound of footsteps didn't move away from the door, so I had the feeling he was still watching me. I almost found myself walking back to my car, but I decided I didn't want any trouble with my boss. The last time I brought a pizza back, he gave me attitude, so I reluctantly walked through the uncut grass and around the small house to the back.
Nah.
I remember there was a shed and a little patio back there. In the patio,
If you ever at your job feel pressured to still do your job even though it's a shitty situation like this, get the fuck out. You don't need to be there. If they were willingly put your life at risk like this, hell no. There were so many warning signs to get the fuck out for a fucking reason.
there was a table with 4 chairs surrounding it. In one of the chairs, facing away from me, I saw the head of somebody sitting in the seat. I began walking over and said, "Excuse me," but the person didn't even move an inch. "Excuse me," I said again louder. Then from behind me, I heard, "Psst, over here." I turned around
No.
to see a man poking his head out from the corner of the house, looking at me with a crazed smile. "Come over here, I want to show you something." I freaked out, turned around, and ran around the house in the opposite direction, back to my car, for some reason still holding the pizza. I got in my car, started it, and got away from there.
Nah,
On
there's
my
a
way back
creepy
to the
ass little
pizzeria,
girl right there
I
on a
pulled over
fucking
to the side of the
swing.
road and called the police.
That ring bitch is gonna
Eventually,
get
I was
you.
informed that there was
Fuck.
no sign of anybody having been in that house for a long time. I quit my delivery job a few days after that. I have no idea what would have happened to me had I gone up to that man, but to this day, I still wish I had just turned my head to see who or what was sitting in that patio chair.
Okay. That's extremely fucked. If you want to, we'll go back and see some more of these because those were actually kind of low key, kind of creepy. So, yeah, we'll get into it. We'll check them probably more of Llama Arts out. If it's Llama Arts, my bad. Force of habit from where I'm from. But yeah, I want to check out more of Llama. I think a lot of his stuff is pretty freaking neat. So until next time, y'all, subscribe, comment down below, and peace out. Stay blessed.